Okay, folks. I worked on Lynn Motors Penny Oscillator with the crystal cells I'm working on right now, and I've come up with my own version of Penny Oscillator that is a little bit more efficient, and I'm going to give a demonstration of it here soon. I'm just giving you the idea, the diagram right now, so you can see how I built it. And you can pause the video and get a full one. You won't. There you go, there's a full shot of it. So you can pause the video and take a snapshot of that. But basically, put about 1.5 volts, 2.5 volts into it. You have a capacitor in parallel with it, 220 microfarad, 50 volts. I'm using, instead of using what Linamar uses for coils, I'm just using generic inductors you can buy online. I got mine at Mouser. I think they're 150 microhenries, but what it says on the thing itself is 154C. So that's what I'm using. And you may notice there's a square magnet there, and you may notice there's a ground to aluminum block. So keep that in mind when I show you. I'm using 1 mega ohm resistor. It's brown, black, and green in case you don't know how to do the calculations yourself. And I'm using a capacitor. It's 104M that's on the capacitor. It is a 0.001 microfarad capacitor, so like a picofarad, I think. I'm using a 2N2222 transistor, and it's a regular old white LED. I believe everything's wired up correctly because this is exactly how I have it set up on what I'm about to show you. I've examined it multiple times and I'm pretty sure it's right. And I'm calling it the Super Penny Oscillator. So here we go. We're going to be using my 5-foot long crystal cell battery. This thing produces quite a bit of power, but I'm just using it because it produces a steady amount of power of all the other ones. This is Epsom salt substitute cell with a mix into the paper and it's a little dry. I've been over this cell many times. It's just a longer version of the other cells I have. 5 foot long, ½ inch in diameter. There's nothing in it, nothing special, it's hollow tube. And also going to be using a physics book, college physics book, to block out the light from the outside. So as you can see, there's nothing around it. I'm just taking all the precautions I can to prove nothing magical is going on. I'm just using it to block out the nice sunny day we have outside. But yeah, here we go. So we are on, if I can get the focus, microamp scale, 2000 microamp scale. Alright, and none of the modifications have been added to it, so this is just Lynn Motors Penny Oscillator running my 5-foot crystal cell, and we're going to hook it up like so. I'm drawing I'll say 75 microamps, which is pretty good because it's blinking that LED just fine. And getting an LED to blink at 75 microamps is still pretty good. 70 microamps. That is very good. But now we're going to take that aluminum plate, which is my artificial ground, and we're going to hook it up to the circuit, and you will see what will happen. So you notice that we get a brighter LED. It's going really good now, but look at that, much less power being consumed, and we're getting a much brighter. I'm going to remove it so you can see the difference. It's moving so slow it's not even getting focus the camera. Now I'm going to reconnect it. Look at that, bam. So that is pretty cool. And I'm going to remove it now. You can see it's much slower. Then I'm going to take a neodymium magnet. It's a square magnet. I'm going to place it on this one particular right here. And you can see it increased the power. Now you can see we're at 26. And it's still much lower than what it originally started with. We're going to remove the magnet, so we'll show you what original power was. Alright, magnet's removed. You can see there's original power. Then we're going to add the magnet to it. And you can watch as I'm going to add the magnet to it. You can see that it goes down. And to sum it all up, we're going to add the artificial ground to it. Just because we can. And look at that sucker go. Where we are with the power draw. Much less, much brighter and better LED power. That thing is going good too. Look at that. One thing I've noticed, you have to that neodymium magnet, which is right there. I have it. You can see it better right there. You have to have it on that particular one right there. And that's the power side. This one right here, which does not have a magnet, is going to the artificial ground. So it's very important to hook it up like that. And you want, I find it better just to hook it up like it is now. Don't lay it flat on top of it. And I find in that particular position, if you do it the other way, you can turn it 90 degrees, it won't work as best. But yep, that's the best way I found to do that. And that sucker's going. Look at that. And that LED is flying. And it's barely even using any power. Look at that. We were at, what, 70 microamps. Now we're at 14 with a lot more power, a lot more light coming out. That is very cool. And that is the Super Penny oscillator that I have been tinkering with, as you can see. So there you have it, folks. I recommend go checking out Lynn Motors' channel. He has he didn't come up with the blocking oscillator, but he did come up with a very genius way of messing with it, and it's a very smart way of doing it. And yeah, look, and this is Super Penny oscillator, and this sucker's going, it's flying. There you have it, folks.